You can start with one music, one vulgar Sarkodian music that has a word like a check in it. You see, there was this point where people just write lyrics on a paper, then the music is going, and they're just using a pen to point the lyrics. When people comment on TikTok and you get like 100 comments, 50 comments, that is what pushes the post.
When the person shares it, others will watch, and that's how your video grows. So you just need to do a very, very interesting video. You can pick the most boring niche in the world, but just do a very, very interesting video. These 3 things. If your content can give people information, education, and entertainment all at once, then you're on the right path to blowing.
100 uploads. That's 100 ideas fought for, 100 render crashes, 100 chances to quit, and 100 decisions not to.
I'm not here to flex, I'm here to tell the truth. Because behind every upload is a creative fight people never see. So before the likes and the uploads and the comments and this YouTube kind of thing, there was this Ghanaian guy who was only concerned about arts and design, and that guy was me, right? That guy was me. I was concerned about teaching, sharing my ideas, sharing opinions, my thoughts, imparting it to others, right? But then YouTube was a very, very scary place for me to get onto. I was scared because what if like people watch and then they laugh at me? What if I'm not good behind the camera? What if I'm not audible behind the camera? All of these things contributed to the reasons why I didn't start YouTube earlier. I mean, I always wanted to start YouTube somewhere around 2018, 2019, but then I actually started somewhere in 2021. But even with that, I still wasn't consistent. But the truth is, I nearly gave up on YouTube on my 3rd upload. But then just as I thought of quitting YouTube, I got a random comment from someone on a video, right? And then the person was like, wow, amazing video, nice video, your video helped me learn Blender, and I mean a whole lot of other comments. But then at that point, that comment just made me rethink everything. It made me understand that maybe the idea of you creating content is not necessarily for you to go viral, or it's not necessarily for you to get a whole lot of followers or subscribers or to get attention, but it's about you showing up for your people. If you've decided to deliver content to a particular audience, you just have to take it upon yourself to show up, deliver as best as you possibly can, and leave the rest to play out. So if you guys are wondering what inspires me so much, it's actually you, right? You guys inspire me so much. The thought or idea of being on your screens, delivering information to you, information that is going to be helpful to you, is what I desire. That is what I'm inspired to do. Now to the part I'm most excited about, which is the Q&A session, right? So I uploaded a message on Instagram, a poll on Instagram, right? And then I stated that I'll be answering any questions in this video. So most of you brought up a lot of questions, both from Instagram and WhatsApp, but then the questions were a lot. Okay, the questions were a lot, but for the sake of time, I'm going to try to answer as much as I can within 2 to 3 minutes, right? So the first question was, which video changed everything for you? Which video changed everything for me? I'll say it was a tutorial I made on creating a Coca-Cola can mocha, right? Actually, while recording that video, you see, one thing about making content is that you can't exactly tell that this particular content is going to go viral. There is a likelihood that it may go viral, but then you can't tell for sure if it will, right? And that is one of the fun things about content. That particular video at the moment has about 10 or 12k views or so. I think I'll put it up here for you guys so that you can see. Yes, about 10 to 12k views. But sometimes you see that's the whole thing about YouTube, right? You have a lot of views, but then your subscribers are few. I mean, if it was the other way around, that would be worse. So I think, I mean, it's okay. But then basically that was the video that changed everything for me. At a point, I saw that the video was generating a lot of views. I didn't know why, but then I was glad, right? I was glad because I did not expect that video to get a lot of views. I mean, I was just doing what I love to do, teaching how to create a can mockup in Blender, and then it just blasted off. It didn't even blast off in the first year, as at the time I recorded it. It blasted off, I think, in the second year. So, alright, the second question says, what was your biggest creative struggle when starting YouTube? My biggest creative struggle, I'll mention two actually. The first was gadgets, right? Gadgets. And when I say gadgets, some people, I mean, during the training session with Headless YouTuber, which after this session I'm going to play it for you guys to watch everything, right? It was insightful, it was interesting, it was informative. Yes. So, but with the session with Headless YouTuber, he mentioned that you can start with your smartphones, right? You don't necessarily need a camera to start creating content. You need, or if you have a smartphone that has a good camera quality, then you have no excuse. But the issue with me is that I was using an Untill something, and the camera wasn't bad, but then I felt like the camera wasn't good either, and it was a huge deal for me. But then even after that, I got the Infinix Hot 8, which I used to record my content for a long time until I got my Redmi. So yeah, that's one of my struggles. And then the second struggle was being in front of the camera. As much as I love to talk, or I love to share my ideas and my thoughts, being in front of the camera was something I wasn't conversant with. I wasn't used to. I could sit with someone and talk to the person face to face, share everything I want to share, but then the moment I sit behind or in front of the camera, I'm just lost, right? So I had to be doing it continuously, right, repetitively, and that is the trick about content creation. If you are not very audible or conversant with being in front of the camera, just do it often. Like sometimes just turn on the camera, sit in front of the camera, talk about yourself, talk about anything as if you're talking to your friend, right? And then with time you're going to get used to it, and then it becomes a normal thing for you, right? And then the next question said, what's one underrated skill every creator should master? One underrated skill every creator should master. One underrated skill every creator should master. I would mention storytelling. Storytelling. If you're a creator, storytelling is a must. No matter the type of content you create, no matter the type of content you are into, you should learn how to tell stories. That's the whole idea around content creation, telling stories, right? Your content is only interesting based on how you tell it. And then the next question says that, have you ever wanted to quit, and what stopped you? Oh my god, quitting. It's not like I wanted to quit. I have, wait, did I even quit? Okay, I just took a short break. But then yes, there are several instances I've been wanting to quit YouTube. I even quit Instagram about last year or so, if not last year. I think over 2 years ago I quit Instagram, literally, because I was trying so hard to grow on Instagram, and then it was too difficult. I was growing, but then it was slow. I was trying every other possible means, but then I don't know, maybe I feel like at this point right now I see the things I wasn't doing right. I see them, but then at that point I just couldn't see them, and it was frustrating. So yeah, there are times I wanted to quit YouTube, and the main reason why I did not quit was because of the passion I have for content creation. A couple of days ago, a friend of mine came to me that he wants to start content creation. Basically, he's into entertainment. He wants to do music breakdowns like Headless and Sheldon and the others. And then the guy asked me that, oh, how can he go about it? He just wants my expert advice since I'm into content creation already. Like, he said something like, YouTube, he heard that YouTube is now paying, so he also has to get on board. And I was like, bro, if you have passion for YouTube, that's going to take you a long way. But then if you are going to go into YouTube with the intention of making money or being monetized, you are definitely going to fall off in a few months or in a few weeks. Yes, there is a chance that you are going to blow up in a few months. I mean, Headless blew up in a few months. Yes, it's possible. Depending on the strategy you use to set up your brand, you might blow up in a few months. But the thing is that if you get into YouTube with the idea of making money, you are definitely not going to get far. Like, you are not going to get far. Oh, that's the truth. And then I'll take the last question, then we move to the next section of the video. What's the biggest misconception people have about creative content? That is easy. Content is not easy. If today I challenge myself, I mean, I've always wanted to challenge myself to record content outdoor. And first off, applause to myself. Because I finally did it. Yes, I did. I recorded, I mean, if you have watched the video this far, I'm sure you've seen the parts where I recorded outdoor at a basketball court in the middle of a street, nowhere. Yeah. So yes, content is not exactly easy. It is not easy. I mean, even when you get comfortable in front of the camera, it is still not easy. Scripting, knowing what to say. Some people are used to scripting content. So most times they have maybe a screen of people behind the camera where they can read A to Z, and then they just give it to the camera like a presentation. But others like myself, like Headless, we don't like scripting. I tried scripting before, it didn't work for me. So what I do is that I just put down points, and then just like Headless does, I put down points, and then I just look at the points and talk from my head, just share my genuine and honest opinion on whatever it is. The points are basically to help me to not forget or not go off track. You get me? So thank you all for your questions, right? I hope I was able to answer them, and I hope that you were able to get some valuable answers, right? So let's move on to the next section of this video, where Headless YouTuber Bhurland gave us some hot, juicy advice on content creation. Let's
I wanna hear about everything you're ever thinking. Know that
Because the reason for you doing what you're doing is not solid enough to keep you going. I had the need to hide my identity, and that's why it kept me going. I didn't care about come to this meeting or this deal. No, I knew I had to hide my identity, so that was my why. So travel video, I was doing like a day in my life, those kind of things. But one thing about YouTube is this kind of content is very difficult. There are different types of content you can do on YouTube. Some may be easier than some. These three things. If your content can give people information, education, and entertainment all at once, then you're on the right path to blowing. If you can do one out of the three, no problem. Two out of the three, no problem. Your content can be informative and educative. Like, let's say a math channel where you're teaching how to solve Pythagoras theorem and stuff. You can get 2 out of 3. You are given information and also educating. The camera that I want to use, they said it's 600 euros. And the lights, I want the lights, they have a top camera, then I'll look fresh. And then there's another one, they said if I connect it at the roof, to come and show on my hair, and it will give me some gap, and I need to do the setup, and I need to do, oh wow. I started my content creation journey with my phone, a tripod, and a ring light that I put on a ironing board. That's how I started. And the phone, I already had my phone. I already had a phone. All I bought was microphone, tripod, and ring light. So you just need to do a very, very interesting video. You can pick the most boring niche in the world, but just do a very, very interesting video. That's why nowadays, if you go on TikTok, you see somebody cooking and you will play some sound beat, some very interesting sound of maybe some people arguing, or somebody's story time. That's very, very interesting. Then they will put it under their cooking video. Now you'll be sitting down, you are listening to the story, but at the same time you are watching the video. There are some people too that it's they will tell a story and then they will pick those videos. You see somebody sweeping paint out of the bucket some videos, they are very interesting to watch. If you don't take time, you spend like 20 minutes watching them. Please don't buy it. Don't buy it. I'm selling a YouTube channel. 50,000 subscribers. Don't buy it. Because you will regret buying it. Send it to 10 people to see whether they watch. And out of those 10 people, if, like, let's say 7 people watch, then they will go and send it to 15 people to see whether they watch. And then if they will see the number of people who will watch out of that, then they will suggest it to 35 people to see how many people will watch. And from all that, they are gathering that, okay, if we send it to these people, a lot of people are watching the content. That means it's good. Then they will start suggesting it to 100 people, 200 people, 500, then they start showing it to more people. So sometimes on YouTube especially, you don't even need to share your link. Just create the content. Make sure it's very, your thumbnail, your title is good. You have typed the things in the description so that the system will know exactly what your video is about. That's all.
They usually do sign language on music to show that, oh, this is what's going on. So if you see, there was this point where people just write lyrics on a paper, then the music is going, then they're just using a pen to point the lyrics. But then they get like thousands and millions of views because the people are there to listen to the music. But then now they are interested in the lyrics. Oh, so it meant this, it meant that, it meant this, right? So then if you pick a music, you can start with one music, one vulgar accordion music that has a word like a check in it. Then maybe people find out that, oh, a check is this. People be intrigued, and then people be commenting. And on TikTok, for example, when people comment on TikTok and you get like 100 comments, 50 comments, that is what pushes the post. So your main focus is to do things that will make people want to comment on what you are doing. So I think that if you want to do sign language, if you want to start right now, and it is a very small community, you can start with music. Signing to music that is trending right now that people like. And then from there you can build up with other content on that side. Maybe today I want to teach about this or that. But then if you want to get people's attention span, because I can be scrolling and I'll see some song. And I'm watching the video, but it's not because of the video. I just want to finish the song, listening to the song to the end, and then scroll to the next part. You get it? Yeah. So yes, that's what I wanted to do.
Okay.
Headless YouTuber. It reads. This is to my favorite YouTuber in Ghana. Allow your creativity away. Because that you use into your content. It's amazing. It's fresh. It's so relaxed.
Thank you so much. Oh, God of revealing identities. Hey, so if I hadn't revealed, I'll just be home and I'll not be getting this. Oh, thank you so much. Wow.
You know when these things come out, it was I not for review.
Yeah. You see, those days it was so stressful doing these things because she would have given it to him and then he would have brought it to me. We will never meet. And I really appreciate this. Wow. Hey, you got the design paper. This is how it is on my t-shirt. Wow. Wow. Okay. Thank you.
So yeah, that was it for Headless YouTuber and Bhurland and Cephas, giving us some interesting, valuable insights on content creation. Right? If you missed the class, you missed a lot. But then don't worry, I am going to create a separate, a short content on it, and then giving you basically like 5-6 points of, everything they mentioned during the class, right? And it's going to be on my TikTok, on my Instagram. So I'm sure I'm going to upload it on YouTube as well, on the YouTube short section. But then to finalize everything, I'm going to give you guys 6 lessons from everything I've learned from uploading 100 videos on YouTube. Alright, so the first one is that your early videos are not failures, they are your foundation. The truth is that most people want to blow up in their early stages, which is not possible. Under rare cases, your first video might even blow up. There is this guy I saw on YouTube. He made a video recreating the God of War, one God of War scene, in Blender, and then the guy, his first video, and then he got over 6-7 million views. I think I'll find it and put a screenshot up here for you guys to see. In rare cases like that, your first video might blow up, or your first, second, third, fourth video might blow up. But according to Mr. Beast, your first 100 videos are just like, for us regular people, your first 100 videos is what gets you on board. After your 100 video, that is when you can start talking numbers. You get it? 2, community is equal to the algorithm. Every comment counts. Headless mentioned this yesterday. I think it was Cephas here. He mentioned this yesterday. The algorithm is not a computer. It's not a robot somewhere that is trying to bring down your video. The algorithm is basically your viewers. The algorithm is you and I. You get what I'm saying? So if you put out content, if you put out content, make sure that your content resonates with your viewers or your followers. Every comment counts. Every view counts. If your followers engage with your content, the algorithm is definitely going to recommend your content to other people, and eventually it's going to go wow. Okay. The third point: don't compare your step 4 to someone's step 44. I almost did this coming up. I was comparing myself to other creators out there, forgetting that their content types are different from mine. Like, they are doing a different type of content. My content is a different type of content. You get what I'm saying? So don't compare your step 4 to someone's step 44. You don't know how the person got to step 44. So don't compare your step 4 to someone's step 44. Basically. The fourth point is progress happens in public. You get better on camera. Progress happens in public. I'm comparing the way I'm speaking to the camera today to the way I was talking on camera about 2 years ago. I mean, you can tell that there is a whole lot of difference. If you have followed my channel from the early days, you can tell that there has been a lot of change in my voice, the way I talk in front of the camera, the way I'm audible. The times when I was recording with my voice without showing my face, even with that, I was still not this audible. I was still not this comfortable in front of the camera. You get me? So progress happens in public. When there is progress, people see. You get what I mean? The last point is there is power in documenting, not just style. And I'm going to end with this. If you're a creator watching me, a creative, whether you are into graphics, content creation, video editing, whatever aspect of creativity that you find yourself, I would really advise you to document your lifestyle, document your work. It can be on YouTube, it can be on Instagram, it can be on TikTok, it can be on Facebook. Just document your lifestyle. Imagine my great grandchildren coming, maybe after I'm dead, and then they come to my channel, they come to see great grandpa Christopher on YouTube, and I'm recording it. What's next? The final part. So what's next for the artists? The first type of change is that my content is just going to remain the way they are, just that I'm going to add a bit more podcast style content. There's going to be more of collaborations. I already have about 2 or 3 creatives out there that I'm working on collaborating with. Yes, I'll be interviewing, I'll be doing challenges with them, we'll be sharing, content. You get. So there will be a lot more collaboration. There will be some podcast content as well, where I'll be interviewing some people will also be interviewing me. And so finally, to everybody who has been watching my video, to my few 10, 20, 30 viewers who have been watching, engaging with my content, commenting, liking, I want to say God richly bless you. I love you guys so much from the bottom of my heart, and my liver and my lungs. I appreciate you so much. Alright, and if you are watching me, if this is your first time watching, basically I'm Christopher. I'm a graphic designer, a 3D artist. A 3D artist, I think I'll put a post on that for now. But basically, I'm a content creator, a graphic designer, and a podcaster as well. Okay, so basically I create content for creators. So if you're a creator, this is your channel. Everything I'm going to put out here is meant for you. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and turn on the bell notification icon. Alright, thank you very much. And if you're a beginner designer, you might want to check out this content, right? It takes you through some things I learned coming up as a designer. So until next time, stay creative, guys. Peace.
Who were trying to feel alive.